You're standing in a sunlit meadow, watching a honeybee buzz from one flower to the next. Each visit is a delicate dance. Nectar collected, pollen distributed, life sustained. Fast forward to your kitchen table where a jar of honey sits, its golden glow catching the light. The journey from that meadow to your spoon isn't just a natural marvel. It's a careful process that bridges the wilderness with the factory floor. What's in that jar is more than just a sugary treat. It's the culmination of millions of tiny bee flights, an intricate chemical transformation, and state-of-the-art technology. From flower to hive to supermarket, honey's path is as fascinating as it is sweet. And why do bees make so much honey in the first place? Are they just stockpiling for a rainy day? Is it true that probably the honey at your nearby supermarket is not really honey at all? Get ready, because we're about to uncover every sticky detail with surprises at every turn. The story of honey begins with its true stars, honeybees. These hard-working insects scout vast landscapes in search of flowers rich with nectar. A single bee can travel up to 5 miles in one trip, scanning fields, gardens, and forests. When they find a good nectar source, they rush back to the hive, excitedly wiggling in a unique pattern known as the wiggle dance. This isn't just a random shimmy, it's a precise code. The angle of their dance aligns with the sun, and the length of the waggle indicates the distance to the flower patch. If GPS existed in the natural world, bees would be its pioneers. But why do bees go through so much trouble for nectar? The answer lies in their survival instincts. Nectar is the raw ingredient for honey, which acts as their energy source. Without it, the hive wouldn't make it through the winter. And here's a fun twist. Bees are picky eaters. Different flowers produce different flavors of nectar, and some bees will travel miles just to find their favorite blooms. Ever wondered why some honeys taste floral while others have a hint of citrus or clover? It all depends on where the bees have been dining. Once the team is mobilized, forager bees begin their work. They collect nectar using their long, straw-like tongues and store it in a special honey stomach. But this isn't just a storage tank, it's a chemical lab. Enzymes in the honey stomach begin breaking down the nectar's complex sugars into simpler ones, preparing it for its eventual transformation into honey. A bee's single haul isn't much, just a tiny drop of nectar. But when you consider an entire colony working together, it adds up. A hive can collect up to 60 pounds of nectar in a good season. That's a lot of flying, sipping, and wagging. Once the foragers return to the hive, they pass the nectar to worker bees through a process called trophallaxis. Yes, this means one bee regurgitates the nectar into the mouth of another. Before you get grossed out, think of this as nature's first refinement step. Enzymes in the worker bee's saliva further break down the sugars, creating the perfect chemical balance for honey. Here's a fascinating detail. The hive operates like a perfectly synchronized orchestra. Each bee has a specific role, from cleaning cells to fanning nectar. And believe it or not, bees are natural chemists. The enzymes they add during nectar transfer break down sucrose into glucose and fructose, which makes honey easily digestible. Think of it as nature's pre-digestion process. Oh, and about that wax cap, beeswax has a melting point of about 144 degrees Fahrenheit, making it one of the most durable natural materials on Earth. Ancient civilizations even used beeswax to waterproof their boats. The nectar is then deposited into the hive's wax cells, those iconic hexagonal chambers that are as functional as they are beautiful. But it's not honey yet. At this stage, the nectar is still watery and prone to spoiling. To fix this, the worker bees get busy with their wings. They fan the nectar tirelessly, creating airflow that evaporates excess moisture. Over several days, the nectar thickens into the viscous liquid we recognize as honey. Once the honey is ready, the bees seal the cell with a thin layer of wax, effectively canning it for long-term storage. These natural wax caps keep the honey safe from air, moisture, and contaminants. This process is so effective that honey found in ancient Egyptian tombs has been deemed edible after thousands of years. Ever wondered how beekeepers manage to steal honey without being stung into oblivion? While bees are the stars of the show, beekeepers play an essential supporting role. These dedicated individuals manage hives, ensuring the colonies stay healthy and productive. Beekeepers provide bees with safe, weatherproof hives and monitor their activity throughout the year. They also protect the bees from pests, diseases, and environmental challenges. Beekeepers aren't just honey collectors, they're caretakers of an entire ecosystem. They monitor hive health, ensuring the queen is laying eggs and the worker bees are thriving. Fun fact, a queen bee can lay up to 2,000 eggs a day, keeping the hive bustling. Beekeepers also rotate hives to follow seasonal blooms, ensuring bees always have access to fresh nectar. In some parts of the world, like the almond orchards of California, bees are even hired out for pollination services. Yes, bees have side gigs. When it's time to harvest honey, beekeepers use a gentle approach. A puff of smoke is introduced into the hive, which calms the bees by masking their alarm pheromone. The beekeeper then removes the frames filled with capped honeycomb. But don't worry, the bees always produce more honey than they need, so enough is left behind to sustain the hive through the seasons. These frames are then transported to a honey extraction facility, where the magic of modern technology takes over. But here's something that might sting. Did you know that not all honey is real honey? Some brands in the market sell honey that is heavily adulterated with sugar syrups or corn syrup. In fact, a study revealed that nearly a third of commercial honey worldwide is fake. Beekeepers and honey enthusiasts call this the honey fraud crisis. It's a serious issue because it not only cheats consumers, but also undermines the hard work of beekeepers and the tireless bees themselves. That jar on your shelf, if it's not labeled pure or raw and doesn't list its floral source, it might not even be real honey. Time to check your pantry. But here's the sticky part. How does that golden, gooey honey make its way from the hive into those neat little jars on the supermarket shelves? This is where honey's journey shifts from nature to machinery, ensuring the product is pure, safe, and ready for your table. The first step in the factory process is uncapping the honeycomb. Machines equipped with heated blades or special brushes gently slice off the wax caps that seal the honey inside. This step requires precision to avoid damaging the comb, as the wax is often reused by the bees or repurposed into products like candles and cosmetics. Next comes extraction, the most visually impressive part of the process. The frames of honeycomb are loaded into a centrifuge, a machine that spins at high speed. As the comb spins, centrifugal force flings the honey out of the cells, allowing it to flow into collection vats. The comb remains intact, so it can be returned to the bees for reuse. The extracted honey isn't quite ready for bottling yet. It's first passed through fine filters to remove bits of wax, pollen, and other impurities. Factories often heat the honey slightly during this step to improve its flow, but the temperature is carefully controlled to preserve its natural enzymes and flavor. Did you know that honey's clarity and texture depend on the filtering process? In raw honey, small bits of pollen and propolis are left behind, giving it a cloudy appearance and robust flavor. But commercial honey goes through ultra-fine filtration to meet consumer preferences for smoothness. There's even a debate among honey enthusiasts. Some swear by the health benefits of raw honey, while others prefer the polished taste of filtered varieties. Either way, it's a testament to honey's versatility. And here's a curious tidbit. Some factories infuse honey with natural flavors like lavender or cinnamon before packaging, giving it a gourmet twist. After filtering, the honey undergoes quality testing. This involves checking its moisture content, flavor profile, and purity. Honey that doesn't meet these strict standards is either reprocessed or discarded. Only the finest batches make it to the packaging line, where the honey is poured into jars, sealed, and labeled. From the factory, honey embarks on its final leg of the journey, distribution. It's shipped to supermarkets, farmers markets, and specialty stores, where it's sold in a variety of forms. You've probably seen jars labeled raw, organic, or manuka. But what do these terms mean? Raw honey is minimally processed, retaining more of its natural enzymes and pollen. Organic honey is produced from hives located in certified organic areas, free from pesticides and synthetic chemicals. And manuka honey, sourced from New Zealand's manuka bush, is prized for its unique antibacterial properties. Honey isn't just for your toast. In recent years, it's become a staple in skincare products, teas, and even savory dishes. Ever tried honey glazed salmon or honey barbecue sauce? That's honey's culinary magic in action. And let's talk about medicinal honey. Manuka honey, for instance, is often used as a natural wound dressing because of its antibacterial properties. But here's the kicker. Not all manuka honey on shelves is authentic. Experts recommend looking for a unique manuka factor rating to ensure you're getting the real deal. So, if honey never spoils, could the honey in your pantry be older than ancient Egyptian tombs? The story of honey is full of surprises. For instance, did you know that honey is the only food that never spoils? Its low moisture content and high acidity make it an inhospitable environment for bacteria. Archaeologists have even found 3,000-year-old jars of honey in ancient tombs that are still edible. Here's another sweet twist. Bees don't just make honey for fun. They need it to survive. Honey serves as their primary food source during the colder months when flowers are scarce. It's their version of canned goods for the winter. And let's not forget about the sheer effort it takes to make honey. To produce a single pound, bees must visit over 2 million flowers and fly a combined distance equivalent to circling the Earth 3 times. Talk about dedication. Honey is more than just a food. It's a testament to the brilliance of nature and the ingenuity of humans. From the tireless flights of bees to the precision of factory machinery, every drop of honey tells a story of hard work, collaboration, and sweetness. So, the next time you drizzle honey over your pancakes or stir it into your tea, take a moment to appreciate its incredible journey. Behind that golden glow lies a process as rich and complex as the honey itself. And don't forget to thank the bees. They've earned it.